Good evening, everybody. Hi, it's me, Rebecca from Stand For Thee. I rhymed. It is Thursday. It is October 20. Why do I never know the dates? The 24th today, right? Yeah, it's 24th. It's weird. Whenever I do these lives, I always forget the date. I'll just give folks a couple of minutes to join. And then we'll get started. Hello, Dana. Hello, Karen. Hello, Mitchell. I just saw your post, Mitchell, about the minister being in contempt of court. Minister of Justice in contempt. Again, you can't write this shit. You can't write this shit. Fleming, Minister of Justice Fleming, correct me if I'm wrong, Mitchell, in New Brunswick, has been charged with contempt. These are the people that have been tasked with overseeing the justice system. Nut jobs. But, you know, as I said before, and as I think a lot of us realize that 2024 is the year of revelation and the truth is being revealed to us. It's up to us to decide if we want to recognize it. Sadly, many are in denial, and I'm not even going to get into the conservatives tonight. But I wanted to address something with you because I find this very troublesome and it makes me question the origin of these posts. I am seeing people posting that Bill C-293 has passed. Yes, it has passed through the House. It has not passed through the Senate. It was debated on Tuesday in the Senate, and Senator Denise Bader has opposed the bill, and she is questioning the ambiguity of this bill. In case anybody is not familiar, Bill C-293 is the Pandemic Preparedness Act. It is a bill to implement the One Health under the World Health Organization. It is basically what it is doing. So there's a perception that because Canada signs onto these agreements, it's legally binding. The issue is that that's not necessarily the case. In order for them to create any type of enforcement of these agreements that these criminals sign onto fraudulently, they have to create domestic law. And that is exactly what Bill C-293 is, which is the Pandemic Preparedness Bill. Interesting is, so I was listening to the debates, the original debate in 2022. And so there's a couple of things that we can go after them for. They were supposed to do basically a post-mortem on the pandemic and like look at what worked and what didn't work. Never happened. There's been no public consultation. There's all kinds of things that haven't happened. So I can tell you that this bill is being debated in the Senate. It is not passed. It is not law. It is passed through the House. It is not law in this moment. It has not received royal assent. Senator Denise Bader is pushing back on this bill. I'm going to go and do some more investigation to see who exactly is saying no to this. But guys, we have an opportunity right now. We have an opportunity, and let's pitter patter and get at her. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of people sharing posts that are incorrect. Please double check. You can go to ourcommons.ca and you can look up a bill and it will show you where the bill is. If you see somebody posting these memes, fact check. Don't believe them because it is fear mongering. And when people believe that these bills have been passed, then they believe they can't do anything. And so they don't do anything. And we still have time to kill the bill. There are three different procedures that the senators can use to kill this bill. They can hoist, they can refer, and they can, I think it's amend. I keep forgetting this third one. I have it on the website. But as per the rules of the Senate, there are three tools available to them that they can kill this bill. In addition to that, we had a meeting last night, the Stand for Thee team, and we talked about this bill. And we talked about that we can take action to stop this bill. So we've got 5 different actions that we're going to talk about tomorrow night on the Friday Night Zoom. Some of them are quick and dirty. Some of them are not. We've talked about doing court action, going directly after the MP, which is Erskine Smith, Nathaniel Erskine Smith. He's in the East Beaches, so he's in Toronto. It's so crazy. Toronto's the new Montreal. All of the criminals used to be in Montreal. They're all in Toronto now. And so he put forward this bill, and he is buddies with all of the people involved in this plan. There was a lot of pushback from the Bloc, and there was pushback from the Conservatives. I still don't care about them. And Pamela Wallen, I heard, is doing something with this bill. Well, let's reach out to Pamela Wallen. Let's see what she's got. Because what we need to do, we need to support the people that are pushing against it and show them that this is what the public wants. So a couple of things in all of this. Number one, this is foreign policy being implemented into Canada. Where in the Constitution does it state that anyone in government has the authority to implement foreign policy into Canada? Show me where. Number one. Number two, the role of the MPs. Remember this. The role of an MP is to represent the people. And if the people don't want it, then get rid of the bill. Number three, where in the Constitution does it say that anybody other than, that the government of Canada gets its authority from anyone other than the Crown? And when I'm saying the Crown, and it actually even talks about the Crown as the sovereign, not our overlord, the sovereign. And if you go back and you read into the courts of the history of the courts in Canada, they will talk about the common law, and they will talk about the Magna Carta, and they will talk about these things because these are the tools that we have to protect us. But we can't sit around and thinking that some politician in that house is going to magically save us. Because unfortunately, we have an NDP Liberal coalition acting as a majority government, which means that it is hindering any other MP to vote against bills. Because if you have a Liberal NDP coalition, as I just said, you have a majority government. When you have a majority government, that means they have the majority of the votes. So that means you technically don't have an opposition. That is not what was elected. The other thing to understand that right now, the Liberal government is in contempt of Parliament, which is a federal offense, and obstruction of justice. So why are we letting them get away with this? So guys, I'm going to not ramble on because I know sometimes I have a habit of doing this. I wanted to just share with you first and foremost, Bill C-293, the Pandemic Preparedness Act, has not passed into law. It has passed the House, and it is sitting in the Senate. It has passed the first reading of the Senate, and it is currently in committee at the second reading. I think they've had 3 readings in the Senate at the second reading in the committee. There is more to come. They're debating. It's not like they're like, let's do it, guys. There are senators that are going, what are you talking about here? Because it's vague. What does this mean? Because it's vague. So we got to support those senators that are pushing back and say, we support you. This is what we want. We can no longer sit around. The time for talking is over. The time for having shows at convention centers is done. Let's get action focused, guys. I want you to remember Cullen's appeal. That decision was made long before he walked into that courtroom. And I believe that decision was made when Cullen went public. And when the Crown and the judge saw the public outrage and the public interest in Cullen's appeal. And guys, I have no idea how many people actually sent in that public interest letter, but I saw it going around everywhere. And I know everybody was helping and pushing out Cullen's story. We have to do the same thing for everything. When we stop fighting and we sit down and give up, we lose, guys. And as Cullen said, we got two options. We fight or we lose. And if we don't stop this Bill C-293, it's going to be a problem for us. And I know we can do it. I trust in us that we can do it. So tomorrow night on the Friday Night Zoom at 8 o'clock, we're going to talk about these ideas and let's put together a plan. I am one person, but there's 37 million of us in Canada. Don't forget that. So never forget the importance and the value of you and the change that you can create by taking action. So I will put some links in the chat above this live for you guys to check out. Please come and join us tomorrow on the Zoom or on Rumble, and it'll be on Rumble so you can watch it at your leisure. But we got to move quick because the Senate's moving quick, and don't be distracted because the Parliament is shut down, but the Senate isn't. So we got to keep an eye on things, and we are. So thank you so much, guys. You guys have a great night, and 100% Karen, fight or lose. And I think it's time that we fight, guys. We can do it. I have faith in all of us. And I'll sign off with saying, #, we motherfucking got this. Okay, bye, guys.